Welcome in, everybody, to the Can We Kick It podcast. I'm your host, Mike, along with Chuck. Yeah, what's going on,
What up?
Chuck?
What up? How you doing?
Good. Finally get to record, man. Been recovering from COVID for some reason. Light case,
Yeah.
but just popping positive. Don't know why, but
Did, are you still positive?
yeah, I tested again this morning. But according to the CDC, today's day 5. I'm all good after that. Maybe have to wear a mask, but I'll be social distancing, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to come tomorrow if you're still testing positive, bro.
Totally fair. It's what we're telling everybody. If you want to be a candy ass, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're more than welcome not to join. Yeah, it's all
Wait, is COVID real?
good. Any more real than birds are? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, two things that aren't real.
Yeah.
COVID and birds. So
Yeah,
Westworld bird scenario.
Oh, dude, Westworld flies, man, just coming to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
well, glad you're feeling good.
yeah, no, it was kind of good because I got to relax this weekend and football is back. And as I can see from your hat, football is back and mine as well. And we're not talking about European football. That's on a hiatus. Yeah. R.I.P. Queen.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the Premier League canceling all the games this weekend?
It was going to happen. That's been in the works for a while. Yeah, I'm not too upset about it, but I don't live there, so maybe diehard fans are upset about it, but I don't give a shit.
Well, I think more the Americans are upset about it, or like Irish fans.
Yeah.
Not like
they're like, we don't give a shit.
Yeah, like we played like when did we? Oh, when did we start playing baseball after 9/11?
Yeah,
but like I think we took some time off.
Yeah, we probably
after that.
Yeah,
but like, yeah, I mean, I get it. I was just like I got the notification last night. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do Saturday and Sunday morning now?
Yeah, I think Liverpool was supposed to play today or yesterday, and they're playing tomorrow, I think. So, yeah, but is what it is. But American football
started off last night. Yeah. I didn't. The only thing I put when I was in Louisiana last week was I put money on the Texans
over the Colts. Interesting.
Yeah.
I was waiting on taking that bet. Yeah.
I put like $2. I mean, they're preseason champs. They're 3-0.
That's right.
So
Stingley will just bring it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Stingley Jr.
Yeah. They needed him.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did you see the press conference like on Monday after they got back? And Brian Kelly was like, well, if you're going to show up late, we got to put $10 in the kitty. And that reporter was like, well, if you'd win more games, I'd show up on time. I was like, oh my God.
I love it how like coaches are like, oh, let me treat the media like I'm going to treat one of my kids on the team. Like, like these are adults that are,
these are people that can make and break your career.
Yeah. So it's like, he needs to, he needs to understand the South.
Yeah.
Before call him like it's Louisiana. I mean, laid back, right?
Yeah.
So,
and they give a shit about football.
We did the swamp tour. It didn't start on time.
No, it did not.
So we were like, the guy's like, oh yeah, we gotta get back before the bus leaves. Like, there's no.
Captain Desi runs on his own clock. Yeah,
dude, I was gonna write like this big blog post using Desi's philosophy about invasive species into like how we operate in life, and then I was like, people are gonna get upset at me. So
that's a nice little barrel fire right there. Yeah,
I have a whole like just his philosophy, like his whole philosophy on life was like mind-blowing. It's just like people in Louisiana are just usually pretty, at least like in South Louisiana and like Baton Rouge, like Cajun country, they're all pretty like just laid back and like cool with everything. So
yeah,
at least the ones I know. I don't know anybody that's
it's island time.
Yeah, island time, bro.
Every time we go to Galveston, Jackie's like, why is everybody going so slow here? And I'm like, it's island time. There's no rush.
Yeah. Why? When you're looking at like when you're at the beach or you're even surfing, like we were just like, I don't look at my watch.
No.
Well, I look at my watch to see how many waves I've caught on my Garmin. Like I track the shit like I do when I'm running.
Yeah.
But like I don't look at the time.
No. I pull a Kunu. I don't wear a watch. I mean, there's a clock on my phone, but I don't wear a watch.
You know what Kunu means in English, right?
Means Chuck.
Chuck. That's like still one of my favorite scenes of like a movie all the time with surfing scenes with Paul Rudd and Jason. What's his name?
Jason Segel. Yeah,
Segel.
Too good.
I stopped wearing a watch when I moved down here.
It's real cool, man. Well, no, yeah, my phone has a clock.
My phone has a clock on it. What's my Hawaiian name? P.U.P. That's such a great movie.
Classic.
But that's just like a side conversation in the movie, but everything's good. But so you got any big plans for the weekend? Oh, yeah, I know you have one plan. I'm gonna be there.
Got the wedding shower. So we're like just under 2 weeks away from the wedding, and the wedding shower is this weekend. And I'll probably be outside in the backyard in a corner wearing a mask away from everybody and just waving. Which not bad.
I'll stay out there whether you get infected.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Haven't gone to work in like 2 weeks. It works out.
I went to the office Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday this week.
It's funny. I was on a conference call with somebody and I thought I heard you in the background.
Yeah, I just sit there and talk on the phone, and then that's it. So
that's awesome.
And then I hear the buzz around the office of all the stuff going on in y'all's crew.
Now, you went to the office. I'm assuming you had a doctor's appointment, or
no?
You don't play soccer anymore, so
no. I went due to the enforcement of the 60-40 rules.
Oh, right.
So I'm being a team player, because I really like my team in New Jersey and my boss. So for now, I went 2 days out of the week, and 2 out of 4 because we're off Monday. Next week may be a different story because I just made a bunch of doctor's appointments down near the condo. Tuesday. I don't know when next week I'll go to the office, but I got to try to find some time.
I'm sure it won't be too bad.
I may just come to badge in. I may send you with my badge.
I'll wand you in as I go up. Yeah.
Like swipe.
Right. Yeah. Oh shit. That's funny. So
I think we got, we'll be at your shower and then head down to the condo right afterwards and chillax and enjoy down there. Maybe take the boat out or something. I don't know.
Did you take the boat out for the long weekend?
No, man. I was in Monroe.
That's right.
And I was in Monroe and came back Sunday night. When did we podcast last?
We did it Friday last week. I got back from Alaska and we did it Friday night.
Yeah, when I was in Monroe. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I know. I was itching all week to text you and be like, "Yo, put $20 on this bet for me." But
I was gonna ask you, if you wanted that, but
it's probably good I didn't. Yeah,
I'll be back in Louisiana a couple times in the next month, so
good.
I
did about 50-50 from the bets I made in New Orleans on long games, like Florida over Utah score won me like $60, and then I took the spread of I went against the spread of Ohio State Notre Dame because it was like plus 17 and ended up being 11. So I won like $30 out of that. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I had a 3-team parlay that I hit on, but
nice.
I bet I did like $2 on it. And I won like 27 or something.
Hell yeah.
But I'm like, my friend said, imagine if you would have put like $100 on that. I'm like, fuck off. Like,
dude, I can't play that game because I've done that. I'm like, dude, if I'd have put $100 on this, I'd have made like $8,000. Fuck.
Yeah.
I can't play that game. Yeah.
When I put 100 on it, then I lose. So
exactly.
Like, I don't feel as bad losing $3, $5.
Yeah.
Than like one bet where I put, because I did that when I was there too. On the last day, I put like $20 on Man United and Arsenal to tie, and Arsenal goes up 1-0, and then they call it back for a bullshit foul on somebody. The VAR goes back like a minute for a foul again. Of course that goes Man United's way.
Yep.
And then Man United wins 3-1. I'm like it was begging for a draw, and then Arsenal gets screwed over.
Yep. Swung the momentum. Fucking hate it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't. That's why I don't do like a bunch of money on one game, because I think I had like 50 something bucks in my account, and I was like, all right, I'll put 20, and then I lost, and I just cashed out the other 33.
Yeah, so I think the biggest bets I've put down, I've lost. Like I put 25 stupidly on Georgia Tech over Clemson, and that was just the dumbest bet ever.
It was close for a while, but
yeah, second half, and then Clemson pulled away. But they certainly don't look like a top 4 team to me. But
and then got back Sunday night, and then Monday we were at the townhome like all week, so hadn't been out of the condo. So looking forward to going back down there. Nice. But we had going into the office and some other things in town, at your event. So we knew we had to be here on Saturdays, and with me going to the office, so been catching up with some people in town. But
nice.
Yeah, so
the latest episode of House of the Dragon dropped on Sunday. When did you watch it?
I watched it Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got back Sunday night, and then Monday we ended up doing a bunch of stuff, and so I didn't get to watch it till Tuesday.
Nice. So it's still a little fresh in the mind. That's good.
And I rewatched it, and I listened to like 3 podcasts about it while I was running this week. So
there you go.
It's still very vivid. Although I have been watching every waking moment that I haven't been working or watching the House of the Dragon or listening to podcasts, I've been rewatching Mr. Robot. So
nice.
Now I'm in season 3.
You're blowing through it.
Yeah, I mean, like when I say every waking moment, I mean like every waking moment.
Nice.
So it's it's literally one of the best shows that that has ever been made. Like I was gonna ask you, like, before we started talking about House of the Dragon, if you can think of like your top 5 TV shows of the last since 2010.
Man.
And like I have like 3 that came immediately to mind. So I don't even know if I rounded off like 5, but like the top 3 that came to mind for me was Game of Thrones, Mr. Robot, and Succession. And then after I named those top 3, then I started being like, okay, like, was Sopranos before 2010? Was this like I just started blanking. We've talked about a bunch of shows, like, because I was like, oh, well, Station 11, but that's like 1 season,
right?
Like Game of Thrones is, I mean, Breaking Bad, I don't remember when that came out. Mad Men.
Yeah, when you start hitting like date targets, I start losing like touch with like, okay, that show ended then, the show started then. Yeah. But if you probably in that time range, I'd probably say Succession is definitely up there. Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'm gonna throw Severance out there. Just it's a new one, but it's still it was a mind blowing TV show.
Yeah, and that's what I was like 1 season. That's what we've got to do, like one of these things sometime, and I'm like, well, I don't want to put a 1 season show out there so far because well, Station 11 was like kind of in like Mayor of Easttown. They were like one season, like limited series. Then I started thinking True Detective, but like there's only been 3 seasons, and 1 was like amazing, and 2 sucked, and 3 was okay. So like as a series, not just get down this rabbit hole, but yeah,
that's a tough one.
So anyway, I mean that's just me, because then I'll also like, well, Parks and Rec, when did that start? Go on the time thing, and Community, and Good
do you want to talk shows that are already over? Like,
yeah. Maybe that's what we have to do. We have to put some parameters. Like,
Yeah.
one day and do like, okay, your top 5 shows that there are more than 3 seasons
Yes.
that were between 2010 and ended before 2022.
Yep.
Like there's all parameters. So I
I think we
think
can
we'll have
knock
to
that
do it.
out. Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
think on
All right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to do that sometime. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we'll get back to that. But I was running last night, and that was going through my mind because as I'm watching Mr. Robot, I'm like, this is one of like the best shows and the most creative and the most suspenseful and like
Dude,
and that
Rami Malek is amazing in it. Yeah.
yeah, I mean every like the whole Bobby Cannavale comes in season 3 and 4 and is like as Irving is amazing. Another Irving performance like John Turturro as Irving and Severance.
Right.
And then Charlie Calkin and Portia Doubleday and um, Christian Slater. I mean, and freaking Grace Gummer, who comes in season 2, which is Meryl Streep's daughter. Like,
Yeah.
it's, I mean, just, yeah, it's so good. But we need to, you didn't finish it, right? Or
No.
you,
I hadn't finished
yeah,
it. I think it made it to season 2 or 3. I
yeah,
don't remember, but yeah. I think season 2. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, you need to finish that so we can talk about it
Definitely.
at some point.
Yeah.
Because now I'm rewatching it and I'm like, I just want to watch it over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, you started that. I started Billions on Showtime, and I want to like it, but I'm having a hard time because it's not Succession. It was like the dry
Yeah.
run for Succession, and it's a slow burn, yeah, but it's like good characters, but they don't have any. They don't have any
Yeah.
character flaws. Like I want Roman, who's like a sexual deviant, and Kendall's all hopped up on coke and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and just nobody. It's all egos and stuff, but I'll keep watching it. I want to like it. It's Paul Giamatti and Damian Lewis, and it's Showtime's version of Succession, and it's got like 8.5 stars on IMDb, which is huge.
Yeah. I think we started watching it right after season 4 of Succession, and we watched like 3 or 4 episodes before we lost Showtime.
Yeah.
And was like, eh. But we just finished Succession. We were like trying to ride the high. Like,
yeah. I want to stay in this business world where there's billionaires and fucked up people, and it's just not the same.
But I'll tell you what. So if you want to watch something that's similar, and I almost finished the first season, but if you want to see fucked up people, and this is different, but like in like trading banking industry in the UK, Industry on HBO, and I think I
we've
brought it up
talked about that once. I think, yeah,
yeah. So that is like that's like Succession, but with maybe less rich people, but younger people that are gonna be rich.
Yeah, and they next level down. Yeah,
lots of drugs, lots of sex, lots of like partying, lots of stock related activities, buy, sell, profit, loss.
Yeah,
so
that world. Yeah,
it's pretty intense. So I watched. I think it was like 6 or 7 of season 1 is the last one we finished, and we were like gripping our seats the entire time. So
nice. I've heard it's good, and you're talking about losing Showtime. I don't know if you heard, but I meant to bring this up. Showtime is partnered with Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah.
So now you can merge, you can bundle and get Showtime for an extra like $2.99. And so I went ahead and did it. So I thought they were merging into one app, but they're partnering for now. So for an extra $3, you can add Showtime. So I'm like, done.
I got Paramount Plus, so maybe I'll have to look into doing that.
Yep. You never know, but
you never, ever. So House of the Dragon.
Yep. Season 1, episode 3, Second of His Name is the title. Yes. And that refers to Aegon II, which is, we've had a little time jump. Now the king has married Alicent. Yes.
3 years.
3 years. And now there's a baby. There's a male heir, and is Aegon II. Aegon second of his name. And now there's a challenge to Rhaenyra's claim to the heir of the throne. And
yes,
I like this episode. I think the show just builds a little bit more and more of the things that they wanted to do with Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
at least in the early seasons, and with George R. Martin, um, like still involved. It's still good.
Yeah.
This hunt is like so much bigger than Baratheon's hunt in season one of
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, and we talked about that a second ago. But
Yeah, I heard that also this first season is going to span 28 years. So
whoa,
at some point we're going to get old. We're going to get the older actor replacing Miley Acock or Millie Acock as Rhaenyra.
yep,
Think DRC somebody, I forget her name, is going to play the older Rhaenyra. But yeah, so it's covering a lot. I mean, we've jumped between 1 and 2, we jumped 6 months, and between 2 and 3, we jumped 3 years. So
yep,
it's quite that, like, just like Seinfeld it over like 3 years, like yada yada yada. Now we're, but yeah, like just this episode has two main kind of plot points. You have Aegon's name day.
yep,
So just a little recap, like as Mike said, baby Aegon is 2 years old. They're gonna celebrate his birthday with a big royal hunt. Alicent and him are married, and Alicent is pregnant again, uncomfortably so. Otto's still autoing, as the hand. We see some Lannisters this episode.
yes,
One of the Lannisters, right, is a new is on the council right
yep,
now, because Corwus and Damon are off fighting at the Stepstones. So that's the
yes,
other major plot point is they're fighting Craggus Crab Feeder. And the episode starts and ends with the Battle of the Crabstones. Damon's having a little trouble there, and the crab feeders retreating, him and his people retreating into caves, and then finally at the end he gets them out, and disposes of them. So we'll talk more about that. And then a lot happens on the hunt and the birthday celebrations, and Viserys gets drunk and questions life and his decisions and his seemingly regret that he's married again and that he forced his wife into death, and
yeah,
yeah, never thought he'd remarry, and he's questioning, he's wavering back and forth. And we get some confessions from him that he's the dreamer. He's a dreamer, like many Targaryens.
yep,
History of dragon riders and dreamers. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's two main plot points. Mike said, I agree with Mike. I thought it was a good episode, and it's just like steadily building, right?
yeah,
It's not. I mean, you have the dragons at the beginning and the end, but that kind of bookends, 45, 50 minutes exposition and character building, and conniving people, not like I forget what Tyrion used to say in House of the Dragon, but I mean out in Game of Thrones, but a lot of politicking and hot D. So
oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of political maneuvering going on, and with the War of the Stepstones going on, it seems like Viserys is just losing control of the kingdom to some degree, right? Because now Daemon is off, like trying to stake his own claim of being a great leader, and Corlys is helping him with that, as because he like owns like a huge naval presence, right? Because they're House Valerion,
yeah,
and that's where we see the new Lannisters come in, right? Tyland is now master of ships. He takes over the seat on the council, and then his brother Jason, right? Classic, Lannister name,
yeah,
with his future nephew Kevin.
yeah. Great,
But
great nephew Kevin from GOT.
yeah, but yeah, we see them like battling it out at the War of the Stepstones, and love the decoy because they're like we see the beginning and the end of the battle, the War of the Stepstones, and it's like drug on for like 3 years. And Damon's like, we got to do something, and we got to find somebody to be a decoy. And somehow it winds up being him. And he like pretends to go surrender, and it draws all the crab feeders people out. and that's when we see like what's his name, Lenore,
Yeah.
Laner,
Yeah.
Laner. Yeah,
Lanor. Well, yeah, I think we gotta like, the beginning of the episode where Damon is riding the dragon and laying fire,
yeah,
but they're just going into the caves.
yeah,
And so like,
yeah.
do
His
you think they've
dragon's getting
been
shot with arrows and stuff.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah. And do you think like do you think that was like before the 3 year time jump, or do you think like they just started to fight this battle, or like Damon just like rolling by like every few months with the dragon, like what,
just
like
strafe them every once in a while.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I
But
think that might have been early on in the battle. Some of the stuff I was reading online was, we saw the beginning of it and it just drug on and on and on until the end of the episode,
yeah,
from the 3 year jump. So it's possible that could have been early on, but from what I read, the war went on longer than they expected. So
yeah, and I think like, I mean, just sticking with the Stepstones here, and then we'll spend the rest on the other happenings in Westeros. But you have, we just talked about the beginning, and then basically in the council meeting, they're like, the war is embarrassing. Your brother and them, they can't win, and Alicent is the one like, well, you should really help him, and so they're like, okay, send 2,000 soldiers and this, we'll send this dude over to tell Damon we're coming to help.
right.
He like reads a letter, and then he just start like whacking the guy with his helmet or armor or whatever.
Just beats the
Like,
shit out of him. Yeah.
yeah, poor squire or whatever they're called that
I
gave
think
him the
this is where
note.
the phrase "don't kill the messenger" was invented.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The messenger's carrying the letter. You have to beat him to death.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that inspires Damon to go LeBron James and just like take over because he has shitty teammates. And
Yeah, he's just gonna put it on his back and he's gonna write it to the title. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that was the cool part about the end was he goes in. Now, I don't know what your thoughts on War of Trickery, but he's going waving the white flag to get them out, and then decides to go Saich and it starts swinging away,
Yeah.
and then kills like, I think somewhere they counted like 16 people on his own or something, and then um, he gets everybody out of the caves and is going like hero ball slaying people,
Getting shot up with arrows. Yeah.
avoiding most of them, but
Yeah.
he gets shot with a couple, and then the the one of his men that was captured is like, yeah, go Damon, and then the dragon comes in and just like squashes him.
Yeah. That was awesome. I love like the reality of it. Like, yeah, we're gonna win this thing, and like the dragon like flies by and like roasts him. Like, whoops, not that fucking guy.
Well, that's where we see like, because we see Damon without the dragon, and then all of a sudden you see this where we'd seen Lenore earlier in the episode talking to his dad, and then but Lenore comes in on Sea Smoke, which is like probably that and Dreamfire, the little egg, are like the two coolest dragon names, I think.
Totally.
From Hot D or GOT.
Yeah.
So
it's like cool. You got Caraxes and Syraxis, but get me like
Sea Smoke is
Sea
like
Smoke and King Slayer. Give me that kind of shit, like
Dreamfire. It's like some Freddy Krueger type shit,
right?
But yeah, and then he comes in and starts laying waste, and then you see Damon come out of the cave with like half of the crab feeder's body, throws it into the ocean and lets the crab start,
have it at it. I love how the battle's raging on the crab feeder is like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going back in my hole. And like Damon's like, I'm getting this guy. And like that he's got the gray scale on his face and everything, the crab feeder. But yeah, I love when he like drug him out. He's like covered in blood. And like the entrails are just like dragging behind him when he's dragging the body. I was like, oh, this is Game of Thrones type shit here.
Now, what we know about grayscale from GOT, Jorah gets it by like getting touched by one of the stone men.
Yeah, in Valeria, I think.
Old
Yeah,
Valeria, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
When they're
yeah.
going through the boat. So Damon like fights him and then is carrying like like his body.
That's a good
I'm
point.
pretty sure unless like when you leave your mortal coil, like the grayscale would stop spreading. I don't know.
Maybe
So we'll see what happens later on the season. Like I said, I haven't read any of the books, so I don't
they just
know.
gloss right over that.
Yeah. It's like George R. R. Martin's like, fuck it. Like,
Yeah,
but I don't know if what happens in the books if I don't think he has it, but I don't know anything
I don't
about
think so either. But yeah,
the interesting part. I thought like I did hear from a book reader that spoilers. It's not really gonna spoil anything, but in the book, all they said is like the battle for the Stepstones was waged by Daemon, who ultimately killed Kragus, the Crab Feeder. Like there
yeah.
was no, it was like two sentences.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
all
So they
this
took
was
a lot of artistic
created.
licensing. Yeah,
Yeah. So it was more than it was pronounced in the book. So,
nice, worth
but
it.
yeah. So yeah, no, I thought so. So long, Crab Feeder. We hardly knew you. You didn't say a word.
Right, he was a good
Um,
sub boss. I wanted more of him, but he was a good first
yeah,
level, first
it's
rounder.
like
Yeah,
it's like level 1-4 in Mario Brothers or
yeah.
something. You get to the castle and you like got to jump on a spinning baby Bowser like 3 times,
Right.
and then you're done. So we'll see who big bosses at this at some point, but one of the triarchy leaders is gone. So,
Yep.
but yeah, now we go the crux of the episode. So, you know, what do you think? So the hunt was, I thought the hunt was cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we were talking beforehand, the hunt in Game of Thrones with the Baratheon, where he gets gored by the hog or
Yeah.
what do they
The
call it?
stag or whatever it was. Yeah.
No, it was he got a boar. He got
It was a
hit by the
boar. That's
boar.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It
what I
was
was
like
waiting
four
for it to
people.
happen to Viserys. Yeah. It was, they're out there and then like a fucking cougar comes out of nowhere and just takes him down. Yeah. But I thought it was cool. I mean, they definitely took a lot of the budget to put into this hunt. Because when we saw like Baratheon go on a hunt, because I'm sure he did it frequently, it was like
Yeah.
5 guys and just like a bunch of schmucks going out to a deer stand, right? Just having a good
Yeah.
old drunken time and then he dies. But this was like 15, 20, 30. It was a huge party, right? And they
Yeah.
like cornered that stag, right? They call it the
Well, no, they were trying to get the White Heart
White Heart. That's what
stag.
it was. Yeah.
And yeah, so this whole thing is to basically like the whole kingdom is expecting Viserys to name Aegon
Yeah.
his new heir as
Yeah.
a 2-year-old baby. Um, and by the end, he says he's fully committed, at least for now, to keep um Rhaenyra as the heir.
Yeah.
But all like, we see Lannisters, we see the Hightowers, we see, I think, Frey, Tarly, we start and Strong. So we also see Breakbone Strong and Clubfoot Strong, like the two strong boys. And the whole time Lionel, or not Lionel, we'll talk about Lionel Strong in a second, but
Yeah.
Otto Hightower is basically like, well, he's positioning like because he wants his grandson to be the king.
Right.
And when Viserys is like questioning this or that, and Otto's like, well, marry her to Aegon, like, and he's like, he married it.
Right.
And Viserys is like, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, he's 2 years old.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even make sense from logistical point of view, because like they're not going to be able to have a bunch of kids
No.
to take over, succession wise. So
Yeah.
it's kind of short-sighted. Otto is like, and I think we see this episode, he's like taking, I don't know if it's his brother or his father, the other Hightower is kind of like feeding him. You know how like he's feeding Alicent on
Yeah.
all that stuff. So
Yeah.
um
Yeah, maybe he's getting greedy. They're pushing a little too
Yeah,
hard. Maybe Viserys will see it, but I don't know. Viserys, I mean, they have this hunt, right? And the white heart, right, that they're looking
yeah,
for is like this omen that Aegon is destined to be, heir or king or whatever. And they like trap this stag for the king to kill,
yeah.
right? And they give him the spear. And I don't know if he's ever been hunting before, but he sucked at it because he like stabbed it and it was still going. And he was like really hesitant at first, and then he like stabbed it again and killed it. And it was like, well, that took some time. Like,
Well, and that's where you see the interesting thing in this episode is like they basically are setting up this hunt um for him and doing all the work, and like
yeah, yeah,
someone else is tracking it, and then they quarter the damn thing, and they're like, all right, here you go, and Lannister's like, here's the spear I made for the future king, and he can't even and then get it right, and he's like, alluded to the left, and then he has
yeah,
to stab him again.
yeah.
But
You want to
it
you want to get him right between the backbone, sir. Like he's like pointing it
yeah,
out and everything. It's like, geez, dude. But it's just a huge metaphor for like his reign. Like he was just given everything. He never had to work for it, right?
yeah, yeah, and I think it contrasts Damon and Rhaenyra. Damon comes out at the end with like the crab feeder, and he's all bloody, and then
Yeah,
Rhaenyra, she runs off like during this episode because he's trying to get her married off to anybody who's moving.
well,
Everybody's proposing. Lannisters are like,
thank God
like,
Sir Walter Frey wasn't alive during this time, or she'd been whored off to him.
yeah, well, he's not long. I mean, he's pretty old in Game of
He's
Thrones, so I
pretty
wonder
old.
how. But I think there were the Freys there, but
Yeah,
yeah, you can't trust a Frey.
no,
Um, but she runs off. Well, because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, like you're gonna name him king, right?" And trying to marry her off, and she's trying to make everybody's trying to make her lose her station, and then so her and dreamy Christian Cole, his Dawnish,
yeah, oh yeah,
are he follows her, and then they're out like just chilling, having a nice time. And then a boar attacks him, and she kills him, and she comes back into the hunting party, all freaking bloodied up. And the
covered
only
in it.
one the only one that didn't do any real killing was Viserys. Um, they just like the 15 people helping him on the hunt just, and they didn't even get the right one right. And we learn later that when his drunken stupor he has around the fire, and he's coming out to Alicent about all his problems, and when you get drunk you tend to tell the truth. um he talks about how he's a dreamer, and he had a dream that his like heir, his son, he would see like a white stag like that whole day. And then so when he saw they had the regular stag instead of the white heart one cornered, he was like almost relieved,
Yeah,
like that he wouldn't have had to make the choice that his came to him in a dream.
yeah,
But then you see later Rhaenyra sees the white stag out with Christian Cole, and he was about to go kill it, and she's like, no, let it be. um so like it'll be interesting how that'll affect. I still think Viserys is gonna name Aegon king at some point,
oh
but
yeah,
um for now she's still um next in line for the throne.
yeah. For now.
For now.
Just wait till we get a time jump, and Aegon's like 18 years old, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my birthright, bitch." Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like I said, this is when I haven't listened to any of the spoilers, or read the book or anything like that. But somewhere I hope they don't time jump and yada yada yada. And next thing you know, it's like we have King Aegon and Viserys is dead, and then uh, the second queen the queen who never was, second of her name,
yep.
Rhaenyra is like kicking it, somewhere else.
Yeah, she's hanging out at
or
Dragonstone with
or
Damon.
she's
Yeah.
well, she's married to Damon, right? I
Yeah.
think that's gonna be the
I think that's the way that goes. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how long. We got 28 years in this episode. We're like 3.5 years in.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, 10 episodes. So you got, is it 10?
I think it
I
is
don't
10.
know.
Yeah.
I think it is 10. So you're gonna have like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 7 more episodes to, maybe you get a few more years jump here and there. So
yeah, we'll probably see that. Yeah.
but
Did you happen to catch the teaser for next week?
yes, but as we go into this, I don't remember anything about it. Like I watched
Yeah.
the making of thing and then the teaser.
Yeah.
But
The only thing that jumped out to me in the teaser is like Damon comes back to King's Landing and he's got a crown on and they call him
yeah.
the king of the Stepstones or the king of the narrow sea. And it's like,
Oh yeah.
like king of the north, but king of the south. Yeah.
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 That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty sick. Yeah. So
Yeah, might as well. I mean, and if you're Viserys, right? You're like, all right, cool. Like, you always wanted to be a king. Like, fuck it. Like, why don't you be king of the narrow sea, be king of the stepstones, be king of Crabfeeder's cave, like
yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you want to be king of a bunch of things, like cool.
Go be king over there. Yeah.
Yeah. But it keeps him occupied and out of his hair.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
but the only negative to that is if he starts amassing, and he's got Corwus and the ships on his side, and if he starts becoming king in a certain area, it could be a coup at some point against Viserys. So, like, yeah. It's killing me because I want to know what happens. Like, I know I could read the book or listen to like half of these podcasts that like they're like, okay, we're gonna stop and talk about book spoilers now, and I'm like,
yeah,
I just want to know. And I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna.
You're stronger than I am, because the only thing I did was I went and looked at a family tree hierarchy of the Targaryen family, and that's the only thing I know. I know what shakes out of that, but I don't know anything. I don't know how it happens. So yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to keep spoiler free because the book is out. So trying to see what the show gets us, and then I'll go back and look at the differences. But it's been great so far. Yeah, I've been really pleased with the progress, the quality of the show.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
Same. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff, buddy.
Any other comments on it?
No. Really liking the casting they did for Damon. I mean, Damon, the last thing I had, I keep saying it to Jackie while we're watching it, is Damon is just the new Jaime Lannister. Except in reverse. No, like I hated him at first. I thought he was an asshole. And now I'm like, this guy's pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's just growing on you. Yeah. And a good actor too, because he was in that actor was in The Crown and he played Prince Philip. Speaking of the Queen dying. So he's a really good actor, and I'm glad that he's in this show. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to watch more of Matt Smith because I haven't watched that, but I know like he's considered a great actor. So yeah. No, I really enjoy him in this. And Paddy Considine also plays a very good Viserys. I mean,
he's in it a lot more than I thought he would be.
He's not going to be in it for much.
Can't be
longer
right?
At some point.
Yeah, like we're 3 episodes in, and I would have thought he would have been dead by now, to be honest with you. But he's really bringing it. Yeah,
he's got to die in this season at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, just he's got fingers cut off. He's got scabs or like he's gonna die at some point, whether from somebody.
Yeah, he's getting the old Iron Throne bite. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have like somebody Jaime Lannister's him, like Kingslayer type activity, but
totally.
We'll see. Yep. So any other thoughts?
Nope. Just watched the 3rd episode of The Patient on Hulu today. Good show.
I'll catch up with it. Okay. And then next week let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. It's good. It's a little slow start. It's good. It's keeping me involved. So I think you'll like it. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of serial killer stuff.
Oh yeah, and
So
it's really
how many
good.
episodes is this gonna be?
I think it's 10.
And we're 3 in.
Yeah, we're
So it's a
3.
slow
Third one
burn
just
so
dropped.
far.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
this episode it just took a turn to where you're like, oh, this is really fucked up. So yeah, you'll like it. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start watching, and then next week we can throw a little bit on that at the
Yeah,
end.
we can have a quick chat about it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, you can catch us at on our Instagram page at Can We Kick It Pod. You can catch us on any of the major streaming services. As always, if you're listening to this, you know where to find us. You can email us at canwekickitpod1@gmail.com, and you can check out our website, kickingitmedia.com.
Peace.